Good morning. Welcome to a fantastic Friday, a day which will mark the conclusion of our beautiful book by Stephen Scott, Simple Steps to Impossible Dreams. So it's going to be absolutely amazing that all of us will be recapitulating the book that we've read and taking our journey forward. So now it's time to enhance our dreams, to give more power. Let's do it. More power to our dreams, more fruition to our dreams. So let's start our morning with Luke Cortino's guideline for our body's well-being. So we yesterday spoke about the power of the Good Old Plank, and today it's from how each one of us should be more active rather than sedentary. So sometimes we all think that, I've done my 1 hour yoga or 1 hour walk, and that's more than enough, and I can be sitting out throughout the day. But the new science says sitting is next smoking. So we have to be very, very, very careful. And this is something which even Luke Cortino tells us. So let's go for it. So working out for 1 hour every day and then sitting for the rest of the day makes you just 4% more active than someone who doesn't work out. Sitting is a new smoking. Most of my clients lost weight by being a little more active during their day. So many of them are business people, actors, actresses who have no time on many days to squeeze in a full workout and yet lose or easily maintain their weight. How do they do that? Let's understand. Some of the things you can do to be more active are take the stairs, take all phone calls while walking or standing, attend all meetings standing, and in the middle of your breaks, get your own tea, get your own coffee rather than telling your assistant to do it. Of course, that's not very much a culture here, but it's important to start. And every hour, get up and stretch, touch your toes or do a plank. So whatever you want to do, what I do in my factory, if I go when I go, is every hour I go to the plant area and I take a walk there so that I have to get active. I've put a beeper in my mobile. Of late, I haven't been too much, but this is what I used to do. And number 6, now this is very important. If you are into this health journey, use a wearable device that can track your total activity. So I use my GoQuai the track activity because that's my line of work requires me to sit all the time. But I manage my total activity just fine when I see my watch reminds me to stay on folk track rather than when I'm slacking. So any smartwatch, Apple watches are there, Fitbits are there, a lot of watches are there. Whichever you want, you can invest. That's the best investment you can make in yourself. So that you know how much you've slept, what quality of sleep you've had, how much you've taken your steps, and that beautiful watch will remind you every half hour or 1 hour, okay, move, give me 250 steps. That way you're like kind of track and you have a subordinate. Do activities that don't involve sitting. While watching TV, plank or squat during commercial breaks. Get creative and you'll find several other opportunities. So thank you so much, Rahul sir. This is what it is about our activity, about our body. And now we'll be reading about igniting our own engines, chapter 18, the last chapter of this beautiful book. That now we've read all the power facts. We can even summarize the book if you all want. So that's something we can do and we can look at it. Wonderful. So igniting our very own engines, it's very simple. All the power of our 7 booster engines is meaningless if you don't ignite them. A single switch hidden in your heart can instantly ignite each engine. So very important for us to say that our mind and our heart has to have a coherence. They have to be together. If they're not together, then it's very tough to even take off. So these 6 engines that we spoke about are important, are very, very, very important. 6 chains and the 7 booster engines to ignite together. One you have to finish or one you have to enhance. They are important. But now what about this thing of starting off? So we have now identified the 7 massive rocket engines that you have possessed since birth. These same 7 engines have enabled the world's dream makers to achieve their phenomenal dreams during their limited time here on Earth. You stand on the launching pad as awesome and as powerful as a majestic 36-story Saturn V rocket. In the early chapters, I reveal the 6 chains that help you keep you anchored to your launching pad. I explain how you can cut them. If you follow those instructions, you're now ready to launch your rocket. The only thing standing between you and your dreams are 2 questions that only you can answer. Will you choose to ignite your 7 engines? That's something we have to ask ourselves. And if the answer is yes, I will, then, and if you do, will you keep the fuel ready to flowing to each engine until you reach your dreams? कई बार होता है ना, we take off उड़ान भर लेते and उसके बाद finished kaput, you come back down. You've taken off beautifully, but then you come back. The fuel is passion. And in this immediately last chapter, we discussed how to acquire the fuel and keep it flowing to each engine. So the remaining question is, how can you ignite the 7 massive engines? The good news is that you already possess the ignition switch. It's right in front of you and you can flip it whenever you're ready to launch. The switch can be described as a single word, but it is such a misunderstood word. I believe the best way to illustrate it is with a good emotional word picture. In 1859, a French tightrope walker named Charles Blondin ran a small ad in the New York Times. He stated that in a particular day, he was going to cross Niagara Falls on a tightrope. Now, in case you've never visited Niagara Falls, it may be hard to appreciate the enormity of Blondin's claim. The falls are 1,100 feet across. That's nearly 4 football fields in length. The falls are 167 feet high, with more than 42 million gallons of water rushing over the falls every minute. When you walk up to the railing adjacent to the falls, you are overcome with awe at the force of the water moving over the edge and falling into the river below. Nearly 5,000 people turned out that day to watch Blondin attempt his crossing. Many of them probably thought they were turning out to watch a suicide. Before he began his crossing, he asked the crowd, how many people believe that I can cross this falls, successfully cross the falls? The crowd responded with reluctant cheers and applause. He then climbed onto the rope and to everyone's amazement, he crossed the falls. The crowd now cheered with enthusiasm. He then asked the crowd, how many believe I can cross pushing a wheelbarrow? Well, that sounded a little far-fetched, but the crowd still responded with polite cheers and applause. To their delight, he crossed the falls pushing a wheelbarrow. He then asked, how many people believe I can cross on stilts? Once again, the crowd patiently responded. To their total amazement, he quickly crossed the 1,100-foot span on stilts. He then asked, how many believe I can cross the falls blindfolded? Well, this was a little too much for the crowd to believe, so they applauded, but with reservation. But then he did it. He actually crossed Niagara Falls on the tightrope blindfolded. The crowd went crazy. When the cheering and applause ceased, he asked, how many believe I can cross the falls carrying someone on my back? The crowd responded with cheers and applause so loud that they could be heard above the roar of the falls. Of course, they all believed. After all, they had just watched him cross the falls 4 times, performing feats that seemed far greater than the one he had just announced. And while they were still yelling and cheering, Charles Blondin silenced the entire crowd with the next question: who will volunteer? The crowd was awkwardly and embarrassingly silent. Now you see, out of the 5,000 people who had been yelling and cheering, professing their belief in his ability to cross the falls with someone on his back, not one person, not a single man, a single woman, or a child truly believed he could safely cross the falls with someone on his back. Or they all sincerely thought they believed. When it came right down to it, their belief was thinner than air. In fact, it was non existent. Wait a minute. You say don't be hard on them. What responsible man or woman would ever do something so risky as get on the back of a tightrope walker to cross Niagara Falls? The answer is any responsible man or woman who truly believed that they would safely arrive on the other side. You see, by definition, true belief always acts accordingly. If you believe that in 30 minutes an 8.5 earthquake was going to take place where you are now sitting, would you be sitting there 29 minutes from now? Of course not, you won't. Now, at the same time, when you get into your car and drive down to a freeway, do you believe that you're going to safely arrive at your destination? I can tell you that you truly do believe it, or you wouldn't get into the car. True belief or faith always has a corresponding action. You sit in a chair because you believe it is strong enough to support your weight. Now, as it turned out, there was only one man in the crowd who did believe that Charles Blondin could safely cross the falls with someone on his back. He was Blondin's best friend. He jumped onto Blondin's back and became the only man in history who crossed Niagara Falls on the back of a tightrope walker. So, what are we understanding? That one little belief, what is it that we believe? The world can believe whatever. हमारा अपने ऊपर से क्या belief है? And वो belief जो है, does it have passion? Does it have persistence that no, I will do it come what may? Or does it have resistance? That, if something, if the going gets tough, I will stumble off this journey. Whatever dreams we have, imagine ourselves to be in the tightrope or as a tightrope walker. That's very, very imperative for us to have passion, zest for our dreams. Stephen Scott says, I have identified all 7 engines and given you strategies and techniques that will enable you to successfully pursue your dream. If completed, the exercise at the end of each chapter will transmit the spark from the ignition switch to the start each engine. But you have to flip the switch. That switch is faith. The true belief that if you do what each chapter exercise asks you to do, the engines will truly be ignited. If you truly believe that the strategies and techniques will empower you to your loftiest dreams, you will take the appropriate action. You will complete the exercise and begin to use the strategies and techniques revealed in each chapter. If you exercise that faith and utilize the strategies and techniques, your engines will ignite and you will be able to achieve your dreams. Now, that's $1 million thing, and that's something that I have been harping on for a while. That are we only hearing the chapter or only taking back the learning, or are we taking back the learning and implementing the learning by breaking it down into the way we have been guided? Today is the 18th chapter. We have learned 17 chapters, 17 formulas, many to break our chain, many to enhance our capability. But how many of us have actually found success? That's to be seen. The Bible teaches that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. Faith is not some abstract, ethereal feeling. It is not hope. It is substantive. It is tangible. True faith always produces an appropriate action that gives evidence of its existence. You know what? There's this beautiful saying which says, I'm forgetting the author's name. Maybe it's Nisarga Datta Maharaj, I'm not sure. He says that if all of us really want something and if you truly have faith in it, the universe will make place for it, even if it's non-existent. Such is the power of our faith. Agar faith hai, to sab kuch hai. Do you believe in it, or are you just saying it? Are you saying it because society has told you that, or your family or your loved one that told you that? Or do you have belief and faith in that? Even if things don't exist, they start taking formation because of your faith, because of your desire, because of your passion. So true faith always produces an appropriate action that gives evidence of its existence. Most of the people who read this book will agree with the strategies and techniques it contains. After all, they're not just theory, but actual strategies and techniques that have worked for me and for thousands of other dream achievers. And yet, even though most readers will agree, very few will truly believe. They will continue to sit on their launching pad, all chained up with the engine cold and dormant. They will finish their lives on the launching pad, never have known the thrill of the launch and the joy of fulfillment of reaching their dreams. So the question is, what about you? Will you be like so many others and simply live on your launching pad? The choice is yours. People who have lower IQs and far worse situations and circumstances, then you will ignite their engines and achieve dreams that they never ever dared to dream before. Fine. Now, what about you? You need not rush through the power secret exercises and begin to apply every strategy technique next week. No one can do that. No one should do that. But if you complete more than 2 chapter exercises in a week, chances are they will be ineffective. 1 chapter per week or even 1 per month is as fast as you need to progress. If you do, within 15 weeks or 15 months, you will be accomplishing more extraordinary achievements and fulfilling more of your dreams than you would ever have imagined possible. For your sake and for the sake of those you love, my prayer is that you flip your ignition switch on and blast off to the ride of your life. I hope you let me hear all about your ride and dreams you achieve. And you would like to be a part of my mailing list, you can write to me at so-and-so address, or you may join my mailing list by calling so-and-so. This is again a number of America, so yeah. May God bless you and your family and grant that you achieve every worthwhile dream you ever pursue, regardless of how impossible it may appear to be. And now it's time for all of us to understand and summarize. Read the summary of the last power secret of the book, number 15, where we're all flipping the switch. Number 1, if you are like most readers of self-help books, there's a good chance you haven't yet started your notebook or dream conversion journal. So one thing is, all the books that are coming to us are self-help books, all of them, A to Z. एक भी book नहीं जो self-help book नहीं है. And हम 11 books करने वाले हैं in this 1-to-1 day journey. In the first 40 days, we finished almost 3 books, right? And Look What He Knows is halfway through. Hard Thoughts will go until the last minute. So are we the types who are just listening ki 1.5 hour morning mein aa gaye, we are in a good feeling zone, we are all energized and we are vibrating and we are responding and yeah, amazing, now we're not reacting and now yeah, I'm you're using a sandwich method and I'm like, putting one little criticism in a very different way. It's more like an, add on and I'm sandwiching in between two compliments. Are we just about doing that? Or are we actually in the mood to convert our dreams into action, into fruition? Now, without taking the first step of faith, it will be nearly impossible for you to cut the chains, ignite your engines. So, अगर आपने एक ड्रीम लिखा है, पहली बात तो आप उसको बिलीव करते भी हो कि नहीं, क्योंकि आप कितना ही एफर्मेशन में बात कर लो, how much ever you are progressive and you're like, oh, I'll do this, until your heart says is in agreement, there's coherence between your mind and heart, it is not going to work. So if you remember once somebody asked me that, I want my turnover to be this much. I said, at least keep it tangible that your heart says, yes, it can be. Similarly, somebody talked about a weight goal. And I said, if you want to lose 40, she had to lose 40 kilos of weight. I told her, I said, 40 kilos ekdam se apne aap ko less weight mein bologe, will your heart agree? Or can you make it 35, 30, and then 25, 20, and keep breaking it down further? So if all of us haven't yet taken off a launch pad, it's not right. Why? I started mirror work day before, knowing that you would have actually started a bit and gave you Sunday also that, abhi nahi to Sunday ko to kar lo, break it down. So now Stephen Scott says, so if you haven't yet started completing the exercise at the end of each chapter, now is the time to create your notebook and dream conversion journal. Journal तो आपके पास already है. अब क्या करना है? Pre-printed notebook चाहिए तो of course इन लोग की हैं, but we already have ours, which are free. We can do whatever we want in that. So if you have started exercising this book, keep it up. Remember, one chapter set of exercises per month is the slowest pace you should consider, and 2 chapter exercises per week is the fastest you should go. Although all of us have to regularly deal with the 6 anchor chains to one degree or another, a few readers may find some of the 6 chains more severely limiting than others. Now prioritize the following chains according to your desire to overcome them. You may wish to then focus first on the exercise at the end of the chapter, then deal with your highest priorities. So हमारी प्रोग्रामिंग कैसी होती है mediocrity के लिए, कि मैं तो ऐसी फैमिली पैदा हुआ हूँ, ऐसा ही रहूंगा, या मैं इतना mediocre goals. Even businessmen don't have to have large goals, they have mediocre goals. हमने क्या सीखा था? First thing, think big, dream big, aim big and achieve big. Shoot for the moon straight away, right? फिर हमने सीखा था fear of failure, कि डर के आगे जीत है. क्या हो जाएगा? वर्स्ट टू वर्स्ट, हार जाऊंगा. क्या हो जाएगा? सोसाइटी बोलेगी नहीं कर पाया, लोग बोलेंगे नहीं कर पाया, सो व्हाट? इसके लिए क्या यहीं बैठे रहूं? शुड आई नॉट मेक एन एफर्ट एंड गो आगे? Why am I so scared about society and failure? वो तो any which ways कुछ ना कुछ बोलते ही रहते हैं. What's a big deal? Can I get out of that programming? And मुझे criticism से तो डर क्यों लगता है? क्यों? Problem क्या है? अब तो criticism को मैं लेता हूँ in a sense that it's a blessing. So now anybody criticizes, I'm like, okay, yeah, so इसमें कुछ तो है. And tell the person, okay, I'll think about it and thank you for the value addition. इतना बोल के शांत करा दे क्रिटिक को, मुझे बोलता रहता है याप 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 याप. एकदम से आपने बोला कि आई एम ओपन रिसेप्टिव, ओके आपने ये बोला, हाँ मैं सोचूंगा. फिर अगर आपको और मुझे क्लैरिटी नहीं है विजन के लिए, तो हम आगे कैसे जाएंगे? The more detailed the dreams, the more clearer your vision will be. जितना चाहो उसके अंदर डिटेल डाल दो. अगर नो हाउ नहीं पता तो सीख लो, अपडेट कर लो अपनी नॉलेज को. Read about it, find people about it. And अगर लोग नहीं पता जो इस दुनिया में जाके डूब चुके हैं और वापस आ चुके हैं, उनको अपना mentors बनाओ, accountability partners बनाओ. Now, when we are working on our dream conversion journal, remember that this is a lifelong project. Lifelong project क्यों है? क्योंकि हम human beings की तरह आए हैं, हमने अवतार लिया है. अब जब हमने reincarnate किया as a human being, इस जर्नी में बहुत ड्रीम्स आएंगे. एक खत्म होगा दूसरा आएगा, दूसरा खत्म होगा तीसरा आएगा. That's how we humans are. Now, unlike your notebook, your journal will not be completed in a matter of weeks or months. So don't be in a hurry. Start with the most important dream in the most important areas of your life and simply work from there. With each passing year that passes, you will discard some dreams and add new dreams. The goal of your journal is to provide a clear roadmap and schedule for achieving each of your dreams: short term, long term, lifetime. It's your map, it's your life. Take it seriously, but have fun with it. If you do, it will become your genie in a notebook. So one thing all of us, yeah, with this sir, we conclude the book. So, sir, can we have the index? Is it possible to have the index, the very first page, not the first, I think second page of this book? This book has had so much of clarity, so much from people. It's unbelievable. So just see, the book was divided, and now let's go through it as a summary for the next 10 minutes. And I need your comments on this, that where are we in our life? How have we done this? So first thing is, we were told in the first part, which had 3 chapters under them, that we all have the power, but हमने वो power खोजी ही नहीं है. A dream is a wish which our heart makes. So अगर हमारे दिल से कुछ निकल रहा है ड्रीम, वो सच होने वाला है. माइंड ने बोला अलग चीज है, दिल अग्रीमेंट में है कि नहीं. Dream conversion can make dreams come true in any area of your life if your heart is making that dream. दिल से निकला है तो होगा ही होगा. Now, if my dreams came true, anyone's can. इन्होंने बोला था कि इनके इतने सारे फेलियर्स हुए, इनकी ड्रीम्स थे, बट इतने फेलियर्स देखे इन्होंने, और अगर इनके ड्रीम्स पूरे हो गए तो हमारे तो हो ही सकते हैं. कॉर्पोरेट फेलियर थे ये, एंड देन ही बिकेम अ मल्टी बिलियनर, नॉट इवन अ मिलियनर. And he did so much which he didn't think that he had any expertise of. So all the dreams can come true if we are focused on them. Now, क्या prevent कर रहा है from most people in achieving their dreams? We are stuck. We are not being able to move beyond that launch pad. Why? क्या है वो चीज? Just because people are there, they're criticizing us, we are like, नहीं, let's not do it. Now, part 2 आया, जब हमें 6 chains सिखाई गई थी, that how we can cut these 6 chains off. अगर हम इन जंजीरों में बंधे रहेंगे, हम आगे अपनी छलांग नहीं लगा पाएंगे. आपको एक रॉकेट इंजन सोचना है, आपको मैराथन सोचनी है, जो भी सोचना है सोच लीजिए. पहला आपका जो चेन हमें काटना था, वो हमारा इंस्ट्रक्शन में था, फॉर प्रोग्रामिंग फॉर मीडियोक्रिटी. किस छोटे छोटे गोल्स बना रखें, उनको हमें रीप्रोग्राम करने की दी गई थी हिदायत. We were guided to reprogram it. Next chapter, sir, number 5. फिर हमारा था fear of failure. डर लगता है, इसके बारे में मैंने बात करी थी कि we don't have to be so conscious about this fear जो अंदर से भी है और जो fear जो बाहर से भी है. It's okay. It's absolutely fine. एंड जो हम क्रिटिसिज्म अवॉइड करते हैं, आज से हमें अपने आप करना चाहिए. क्रिटिसिज्म आए तो सर माथे पे. लोग क्रिटिसाइज करते हैं, वो तो करेंगे ही, बट अगर कर रहे हैं तो हमें एक्चुअली देखना चाहिए कि उसमें से हमारे लिए क्या चीज है. और हम अपने आप को क्यों फील करें कि अरे ये तो इसका तो काम ही है करना, ये तो हमको बकवास करने आया है, डाउन करने आया है. नहीं, इट्स ओके. कुछ बोला है तो लेट्स थिंक अबाउट इट. फिर हमें बोला गया था कि लैक ऑफ क्लियर एंड प्रिसाइज विजन, कि हमारा क्लैरिटी नहीं है, हमें क्लियर पिक्चर ही नहीं, हमने रोड मैप ही ड्रॉ नहीं किया हुआ. इनफैक्ट हमें पता भी नहीं कि कहाँ जाना है, क्या करना है. फिर नो हाउ नहीं पता है, कि अगर हमें नॉलेज नहीं पता है तो डिस्कवर करो कि भाई क्या कर सकता हूँ, क्या नहीं कर सकता हूँ. फाइंड अबाउट इट. जिज्ञासा होनी चाहिए मन में कि ओके आई विल डू इट, इंटेंशन होनी चाहिए दैट आई विल डू इट. लैक ऑफ रिसोर्सेज के लिए हमें कहा था कि वी नीड टू हैव मेंटर्स, पार्टनर्स हु हैव बीन इन दिस जर्नी, हु आर काइंड ऑफ मास्टर्स एंड हु आर गोइंग टू बी देयर ट्रूली हैविंग माय बैक. फिर हम पार्ट 3 में आए थे, हमने 7 बूस्टर इंजन्स की बात करी थी, जो 7 सेलिब्रिटीज के नाम पे था. पहला इंजन था हेनरी फॉर प्रोडक्टिविटी, कि हम अपनी ऐसी हैबिट्स बना सकते हैं जो जो अपने आप को एक बहुत जो बहुत अकम्प्लिश करेगा. सो हेनरी फोर्ड का नाम था, उन्होंने इतनी सारी गाड़ियां प्रोड्यूस करी, पता भी नहीं था कि इतना फोर्ड ने एक नया कल्चर स्टैब्लिश कर दिया था पूरे वर्ल्ड में कि so many cars are available. That's why our productivity is so high. So we were told to work on ourselves in that particular facet, that we work on ourselves. प्रोडक्टिविटी पे वर्क करें हम अपने आप को। एंड हमने कहा था कि हम बहुत कम टाइम पे बहुत कुछ अचीव कर सकते हैं अगर हम इस जर्नी में हैं साथ में। तो फिर एक बेब रूथ पावर का क्या था, a tremendous strength anyone can gain। आप अपने जो भी आपके एडवांटेजेस हैं आपके अंदर, जो भी आपके वर्च्यूज हैं, उनको आप एनहांस करो, वर्क ऑन देम, रादर देन कि मेरे मैं ये नहीं कर सकता, मैं ये नहीं कर सकता, मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ, उनको एनहांस करना है। फिर हमने कहा था मल्टीप्लाइंग स्किल दैट एनीवन कैन डेवलप, स्टीवन स्पीलबर्ग का, कि भाई लुक आउट फॉर पीपल ना, कौन है जो मल्टीप्लाई कर सकता है पोटेंशियल आपकी इन्फिनिटली। बहुत बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि हम सब कुछ खुद ना करें, डेलीगेट करें, रिक्रूट करें। एंड दिस इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट इंजन, एक्चुअली ऑल आर इंपॉर्टेंट बट दिस इज वेरी 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 इंपॉर्टेंट। फिर हमने कहा था पॉजिटिविटी के बारे में कि somebody who's got so many shortcomings is also fully positive। So कुछ भी हो जाए मैं तो बी पॉजिटिव हूँ, मैं बी पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड के साथ ही रहूंगा। काम कुछ भी हो जाए मैं नेगेटिव ना बोलूंगा, ना सोचूंगा, ना देखूंगा, बिकॉज आई एम इन दिस वर्ल्ड ऑफ पॉजिटिविटी। और तब वो एक्चुअल शिफ्ट होता है जब हम इतने ग्रेटफुल होते हैं, इट्स अनबिलीवेबल। I'll give you an example of my daughter. She's not into gratitude world so much. अब वो उसको थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है बैंगलोर में, so she now whatever I'm saying she's doing, उसने मून मैनिफेस्टेशन वगैरह भी किया। उसका मैकबुक we had bought for her on her 18th birthday last December, and it was about 2.25 lakhs, one of the top of the ones। अब उसमें सॉफ्टवेयर प्रॉब्लम आ गया, अब उसने बोला हार्डवेयर प्रॉब्लम भी $50,000 लग जाए। शी गॉट वेरी अपसेट कि मामा फिर 50,000 देने पड़ेंगे, ये वो। Guess what? I just told her to be grateful for her MacBook and write the affirmation every day that thank you for working so beautifully, whatever was the problem, it's all gone। ठीक है, इसको 2-3 ट्रिप्स लग गए। Guess what? सॉफ्टवेयर इशू था, उसको ठीक करा उस बंदे ने, वापस ले आई, बोली मम्मा अरे पैसे नहीं लगे, अमेजिंग। बट शी वाज़न्ट स्टिल ग्रेटफुल। अगेन लैपटॉप वेंट बैक, शी वेंट बैक टू द सेंटर, शी गॉट इट डन। एंड अब उसका फिर फोन आया कि नहीं सॉफ्टवेयर इशू था, मैंने अपलोड कर दिया, सब हो गया, यू कैन टेक इट बैक, एनीवेज इट इज अंडर ऑब्जर्वेशन। बट अगर हमारी पॉजिटिविटी है, अगर हमारा एटीट्यूड ग्रैटिट्यूड है फॉर इवन द inanimate objects or for even the non-living ones which we think have no life, they will also turn your life into something which you have no idea। So please enhance this quality as much as you can। The magic book was all about this। And in life अगर हमारा this is something जो हम कर सकते हैं, acquire कर सकते हैं, gratitude देना तो हम कर ही सकते हैं life में। Think good, say good, feel good, what's a big deal? Now we even talked about earthquake persuasion।
The Surya Namaskar with mantras. Om Mitraye Namaha. Om Ravaye Namaha. Om Suryaye Namaha. Om भानवे नमः। ॐ खगाय नमः। ॐ पुष्णे नमः। ॐ हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ॐ मरीचाय नमः। ॐ आदित्याय नमः। ॐ सावित्रे नमः। ॐ अर्काय नमः। ॐ भास्कराय नमः। Salutations to the universal friend. Salutations to the resplendent sun. Salutations to the energy that induces activity within us. Salutations to the one who illumines. Salutations to the sun moving across the sky. Salutations to the giver of strength. Salutations to the golden cosmic self. Salutations to the Lord of the dawn. Salutations to the son of Aditi, the cosmic mother. Salutations to the benevolent mother. Salutations to the energy that we praise, and to the one who guides us to salvation. The sun salutation now with the names of the postures, both in Sanskrit and English. Pranamasan, Hastutthanasan, Padhastasan, left leg back, Ashvasanchalanasana, Parvatasan, and hold this position. And now slowly progressing into the deeper version of Parvatasan, Adho Mukh Svanasana. Ashtang Namaskar, Bhujangasana, Parvatasan, left forward Ashvasanchalanasana, Padahastasana, Hastutthanasan, Pranamasana. On the right side, prayer position, raised arms pose, hand to feet pose, right leg back, equestrian pose, mountain pose, hold mountain pose, and slowly moving into the deeper version of mountain, the downward facing dog. Salute with 8 limbs, cobra, press back to mountain, right forward equestrian pose, hand to feet pose, raised arms position, prayer pose. One round of the sun salutation with awareness on the breathing. So exhaling our hands to the chest, pranam. Inhaling as we bend back. We exhale as we fold forward. Left leg back, inhale as we're arching back. Exhale into the forward. Hold the breath for knees, chest, chin. Inhale as we arch back. Exhale into the forward. Left leg forward, inhale. This is a back bend. Exhale whenever we bend forward. Inhale as we bend back. Exhale, hands to the chest. And on the right, deep breathing. Exhale. A deep inhale. A long exhale. Right leg back with an inhale. And exhale. Hold the breath. Inhale and exhale. Right leg forward with a deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale.
Yes, I'm sorry for the glitch. We had a massive drop down of electricity. So I don't know, it didn't switch back, nothing switched back. So, anyways, time to do our Louis Hayes mirror work, day 3. So, how was your day 2? How was your day 1? What did we do in the day 1, day 2? How comfortable were you yesterday in front of the mirror? And how comfortable were you in extending your love? And about telling yourself that I am deserving. Superb, says Kunal. So I think he's truly in love with himself, just like probably Asmeet and Prakash were. So amazing. And did you say that you deserve to happy? Nice, very nice, excellent. So, sir, without further delay, let's start the chapter 3. All right, super. So 2 people said the reactions, the others I think are working on themselves, and that's absolutely okay. Okay, so all of you are liking it. Nice, great. So all right. Day 3, monitoring your self-talk. So all of us are conditioned to really talk to ourselves negatively, positively, or in some other way. We are talking, whether we realize or whether we don't realize. Today, you learn more about changing the messages you give yourself, clearing out negative thoughts from the past so you can live in the present moment. Now that you're on day 3 of your mirror work, are you feeling a little closer bond with your friend, your mirror? Each day that you practice mirror work, you may fall in love with yourself a little bit more. Each day it becomes easier to say your positive affirmations, truly start believing them. The best way to lure up yourself is to release all the negative messages from your past and live in the present moment. So today I'd like to work with you on changing what I call your self-talk. What you say to yourself in your head. Too often we accept the early messages from our parents, our teachers, and any authority figures. We were probably told things like, stop crying like a baby, you never clean your room, why don't you go make your bed? And what did other people tell you in order to be loved? Do this, you'll be more in love, or whatever. When you were young, you might have gotten the idea that you were acceptable only if you did certain things. So acceptance and love were conditional. Please relate this to even your bringing up of your children. Is it conditional or is it unconditional? However, it bears remembering what others' approval was based on their ideas of what was worthwhile and had nothing to do with your self-worth. Even right now, our parents will always be parents, and even we as parents will always be parents. So what are our ideas, somebody idea, that's because of us, but it's got nothing to do with them. Similarly, what others said about us is to do with them, not with us. उनके बोल देने से कि तुम ये काम अच्छे से नहीं कर सकते doesn't mean कि आप नहीं कर सकते हो. That's just their belief. What is your belief? कि मैं कर सकता हूँ? These early messages contribute to our self-talk. The way we talk to ourselves inwardly is really important because it becomes the basis of our spoken words. It sets up the mental atmosphere in which we operate and attract our experiences to us. If we belittle ourselves, life is going to be very mean, and life is going to be mean, and it'll mean very less to us because it's just not going to be great. However, if we love and appreciate ourselves, then life can be a wonderful, joyous gift. If your life is unhappy, or are you feeling unfulfilled? It is very easy to pass the buck to blame others for what you have done or what has happened to you, or why have I been brought up like this? My parents did this, my grandparents did this, my teachers did this. It's very easy to play the victim card or start blaming others. Or sometimes even, God, he's not giving me so much, he's given the others so much, but why not me? It's not my fault, it's all their fault. It's very nice to become, oh, I'm the victim, and other people are the ones who victimize me. In such a way, we will always be stuck in our conditions, our problems, and our frustrations. Words of blame will not bring you freedom. I'm right now working with a girl. She's married and she had like major issues. Everything in her conversation was like falling apart. कुछ भी सही नहीं चल रहा था, and she was crying and मैं कितना tolerate करूँ. And I was like, आपका कुछ भी नहीं है. And she's like, she probably thought that I don't understand what she's going through. I told I've worked on a lot of other people who've really been physically abused and blah, blah, blah. And now life is amazing. In just 10 days, her world started changing. And she's like, oh, ab to itna acha ho raha hai, ab to aisa ho raha hai. How? Because ekdam se playing the victim mode se, सबको negative देखते देखते, she started joining the world of gratitude. And gratitude has a power to change the world, right? So very important to understand that अगर हम frustrated रहेंगे, हम frustration को attract करेंगे. अगर हम victimize अपने आप को करेंगे, तो हम और victimize अपने आप को करने के लिए attract करेंगे. Words of blame will not bring you freedom ever. Free होना चाहते हो, so gratitude से ही free हो सकते हो और कोई power ही नहीं है. Your words have great power. So start listening to what you say. कभी कभी ऐसा हुआ है कि आपने कुछ काम करना हुआ इट्स वेरी इजी और आपसे नहीं हो पाया फॉर एक्सवाइजी रीजन से, आप बोलते अरे सो इतना बुद्धू हूँ, ये भी नहीं हो पाया, ओह शिट आई कुडंट इवन डू दिस. हैव यू सेड दैट टू योरसेल्फ? एनीबॉडी? It's very natural for us to respond. Yeah, Manish is raising his hand. Why is it natural for us to say that to ourselves? Because we're conditioned like this. Self-expectation. And then, oh, itna bhi nahi ho paya. Arey, mujhe ye answer bhi nahi aaya. Sometimes you're sitting in probably a KBC quiz with Amitabh ji or as a passive viewer and you know the answer and you just, oh, ye bhi yaad nahi hai. Pehle aaya tha to kya hota? Because our power is different. Our power changes many times and doesn't make us realize which journey are we in. And what are we doing? We're using our power with a limited mindset. And we're using limited negative energy. Initially, when the laptop, when the lights went off, I was like, it's not working because it wasn't picking up. Then I switched off my laptop and I just said, I'm grateful to reconnect. It took 5 minutes. I'm not saying it didn't, but it restarted. But what if I just, oh, no, it's not happening. Oh, no, it's not happening. Oh, no, it's not happening. I knew I have plan B, my own hotspot. I have plan C, I have my husband's hotspot. Sometimes things work, right? Just merely switching off the laptop, I'm like, oh, I'm so grateful to you. So I change the energy. You'll say, oh, what's a big deal? It's not a big deal. But nahi bhi ho sakta tha. Could be, it probably didn't work. So now what happens to all of us if I hear a negative story? कोई आ रहा है अपना negative बोल रहा है या आपकी लाइफ में कोई नेगेटिव हुआ, कितना उसको एक्सपैंड कर रहे हो, कितना एक्सपैंड कर रहे हो? Are you talking about your negative thing to everyone, to around the world? Okay, you're talking to me as a coach. I understand. A lot of you have had a one-to-one sessions with me. I understand. But how many times are you saying it? Are you observing what you're telling me also? You're like putting that into, inking into your own words, written words or spoken words or whatever words. Hear what you're saying. So please don't go around repeating it to everyone. I think that it has already gone far enough and I let it pass. However, if I hear a positive story, I tell everyone. From today onwards, one request to everyone, whether in your personal or professional goals, kuch negative hota hai, ignore, control, alt, delete, ignore. I'm not saying be blind towards it. If you have to be cautious, be cautious. But if anything positive happens, expand it. If order aata hai, some officer is being nice to you, or something at home is being good to you, or all of a sudden the family is responding to you much more than they were before, and criticism has gone down from them, and now compliments have started coming in. Please enhance the story. Talk about it as much as possible, because aap usko multiply kar rahe ho. So you're sharing it out. Remember, sharing is caring. Now, if Manish says something positive to all of us, it's like boomerang. Oh, it happened to him. Then we start finding kya my life mein kya hua. That's why I say reflections are very, very, very imperative. Now, when you're out with other people, really listen to what they are saying and how they're saying it. See if you can connect with what they say and how they say, and what kind of experiences are you getting in your life by hearing them talk about theirs. Many, many, many people live their lives in shoulds. Should is a word that my ear is very attuned to. It is as if a bell goes off every time I hear it. I've heard people say it as many as a dozen times in a single paragraph. These same people wonder why their lives are so rigid or why they can't leave a situation. They want to have a lot of control over things they can't control. They are busy either making someone else wrong or making themselves wrong. So one thing is, all of us should remember this word should kind of be deleted from our own dictionaries. What can we replace this with? Can anyone tell me? I'm sure a lot of you know about this. Should be deleted completely from our dictionary, whether people say we should do it or whether we think we should do it. Should be replaced with, should comes with a lot of chains. Absolutely, Pratimaji. Thank you for saying that. Could. Should be replaced with could. I could do it. You could do it. That means there's always a choice. Please allow a person to choose rather than say you should do it, which is like comes with a Hitler whip or comes with like a finger pointing out. Remember, at every moment we have a choice. Even right now, we are hearing the session or we are playing on our phone right now. It's a choice. Whether I'm telling you, you should do this. If I say you could do it and it's really amazing, I've tried it, दोनों में बहुत फर्क है. But if I say as a coach that you should do it, maybe because I'm right now in a position of authority, you will say, okay, if she said I should do it, I have an option, let me do it. Yet, we should try and remove the word from our dictionary completely. We can all practice positive self-talk during our mirror work, making only positive statements about ourselves and repeating only positive affirmations. If any of the negative self-talk from our childhood comes up, you can turn it around into a positive statement. Remember, that's very, very, very important. So now one of us said that past trauma resurfaced. Amazing. If it resurfaced, it's time to work on that trauma. I'm so glad the trauma resurfaced because we're supposed to work on it. Usko हमने दफना किया हुआ अपने अंदर, in the layers we've let it go and we haven't covered it up. So now it's time to work on ourselves. How do we work on ourselves? By switching ourselves into a world of affirmations. So now a few simple examples are coming. And Neha, if you think you want to work on this trauma, please get in touch with me through email and I'm going to fix up an appointment with you. Session or a WhatsApp video call session, whatever. So please, and one more thing to a couple of you, you had given my number to your relatives. And if I give an appointment and if they don't call me back, I never take them up again. That shows a lack of credibility to even be in touch with them because I keep half an hour slot for them whenever they want to call me. And if they don't call calling, I'm sorry, I'm going to be working on them. Once they call me, it's dropped. Unless and until they have a logical reason. Yesterday, I got a message from somebody. I forgot about it. She can't even schedule an alarm clock for it. So I don't work on people who are not giving me priority. Sorry. Because I'm very important for myself. So is my time. If I give you an appointment, you don't call me or you respond and tell me that I'm unable to meet you at this time. You've given me this time. I don't work with you. Another student has done the same. I gave her a time, but she never bothered to time. So I am important. I will not take up anybody who's not finding their life important. Very clear. This way I have a superiority complex and I'm happy to stay in this world. Very mushkil se aaya, this confidence. So I don't want to drop it. Attuned to. It's probably all of us are. Now let's not be control freaks. Let's become the people who are flowing in life. Let's become like water. So now let's practice a lot of self-talk. Very important for us to practice self-talk, positive affirmations. Negative self-talk has to be going from our life. बचपन में बहुत कुछ हुआ है, but we can turn that into positive statements if we want it to be. So if somebody says, or if we say to ourselves, you can't do others, you can become more aware of what I can't see this screen. Can you all see the screen? Network
So, Prachi's asked me to take over in this day 3 of mirror work. So, we'll read it together and I'll try to explain wherever I can. Uh, your words have great power. Is it fine? Is my voice fine, please? Your words have great power. So start listening closely to what you say. If you hear yourself using negative or limiting words, you can change them. If I hear a negative story, I don't go around repeating it to everyone. I think that it has gone far enough and I let it pass. However, if I hear a positive story, I tell everyone. So, from what I have learned and what I believe, is that the more we go on expanding on negative beliefs and words, it increases. And whereas, and we get the negativity stays on with us. Whereas with positivity, if we see something positive happening and we go on, if we propagate it and we tell people about it, then I think we are attracting the same positivity to ourselves. Uh, no, sir, I want the back page. Yeah. So when you're out with other people, really listen to what they are saying and how they are saying it. See if you can connect what they say with what they are experiencing in their lives. Many people live their lives in shoulds. Should is a word that my ear is very attuned to. It is as if a bell goes off every time I hear it. I have heard people say it as many as dozen times in a single paragraph. These same people wonder why their lives are so rigid or why they can't leave a situation. They want to have a lot of control over things they cannot control. They are busy either making someone else wrong or making themselves wrong. So, from what I read in Louis Hay's Heal Your Life, she says we should replace all the shoulds in our lives with could. Should says that I can't do it, but could says yes, it is possible and I can try to do it. So we should make this, see again, I've used a should. So we could make this positive change and replace all the shoulds with all the coulds. Like, I could do this, I could go for a walk is something that I'm thinking of doing. But if I say I should go for a walk, is something that I'm procrastinating on it, and maybe I will do it or I won't do it. But could says, my intent is there and I am going to be do it. You can practice positive self-talk during your mirror work, making only positive statements about yourself and repeating only positive affirmations. If any of the negative self-talk from your childhood comes up, you can turn it around into a positive statement. For example, you never do anything right. Could become the affirmation, I'm a capable person and I can handle anything that comes my way. As you listen to yourself and others, you can become more aware of what you say and how and why you say it. This awareness will help you change your self talk into affirmations that will nurture and heal your body and mind. What a wonderful way to love yourself. So many of us, while growing up, have heard you should not do this, you should not lie, you should not uh, miss your school, you should study harder. It was never said, so it always felt like a finale. It was always like it was being we were being reprimanded, and whereas had we been told you could have been more regular in school, then it would have come as a responsibility on us. We would have taken it as a positive message. So let's affirm, I release all negative messages from the past. and live in the present moment. We should live in the now, and we should just let go of whatever has been said to us in the past. And more we do the mirror work exercises, we'll be able to release our past. So now they say your day 3 mirror work exercise. Stand or sit in front of your bathroom mirror. Look into your eyes. Say this affirmation. Whatever I say to myself, I will say it with love. Keep repeating it. Whatever I say to myself, I will, whatever I say to myself in this mirror, I will say it. Sir, can we please turn the page? I'll say it with love. Is there a statement that you heard as a child that still sticks in your head? Maybe something like, you are stupid, you are not good enough, or whatever comes to your mind. Take time to work with negative statements and turn them into positive affirmations. I'm smart. I'm more intelligent than I realize. Uh, I'm a genius with an abundance of creative ideas. I'm a magnificent person. I'm lovable. I'm worth loving. So, when I did my mirror work last time, what I did is that all the negative statements that I thought that I was told, I turned them on one side of the page. I wrote these negative statements, and on the other side, like on the left and right, on the right side, I changed all the negative statements with the belief that if someone said you're not pretty enough, I wrote on the other side, I am beautiful. If someone said you're not good at maths, I'm a genius at maths. So that's how you change the positivity into negativity, and it really helps. Choose one or two of these positive affirmations and say them over and over again. Keep saying them until you feel comfortable enough with them. Each time you pass a mirror, see your reflection in the window throughout the day and stop and repeat these loving affirmations. So what happened with me when I finished my mirror work, I fell in love with myself. I felt I'm the cutest, the prettiest, and the most adorable person around. So that's what mirror work does to you. So the power is within you.
Shivani, you've been lucky. It does that to you. Doesn't do it to everyone. So everyone has their own experiences. So I request everyone to be ready for their experiences. It's not like she's felt this, so we have to feel it. Again, no judgments to be attached. She's sharing her experience. Please don't get fixed in a box that, okay, this is how I'm supposed to feel and why am I not feeling? Whatever you're feeling, please stay with it. Yes, please continue.
You want me to continue?
Yeah, please.
Okay. The power is within you, your day 3 journaling exercise. Did you repeat a negative story today? Write down how many times you repeated it and how many people told you to do it. You told it to. Now write down something positive you can tell those people tomorrow that will help them feel better about themselves and everyone around them. So a negative story could be that I started with, I have a headache, I have a headache, I have a headache, and we start our day with that, and we can go on and on telling people about it. Whereas a positive story would be that I have finally started going for a walk, and that is something positive that in, you could tell people, and it could motivate them also, because now weather has turned beautiful, and it could just you could just help them bring a shift in their lives, in their daily routines. It's a very small shift, but I think it can really help. Write down the word should. Next to it, make a list of words to use instead. You might start with the word could. Like I said, I read in Louis Hayes, The Heal Your Life, that we should try and replace all the shoulds in our lives with coulds. And it is difficult, but yes, if we make a real conscious effort, we can really do it. Post several of the new positive affirmations you learned today on your mirror so you can practice them wherever you see them. So the positive affirmations could be anything, and let the positive affirmations be concerning just you and yourself. For some time when you are in front of the mirror, Just make yourself a priority and no one else, not your children, not your house, nothing but just yourself. Your heart thought for the day 3. I always have a choice. Most of us have foolish ideas about who we are and many rigid rules about how life should be lived. Let's remove the word should from our vocabulary forever. Should is a word that makes prisoners of us. Every time we use should, we are making ourselves wrong or someone else wrong. We are, in effect, saying we are not good enough. Sir, can you please turn the page? What can we drop now from your should list? Replace the word should with the word could. Could lets you know that you have a choice. Choice is freedom. We need to be aware that everything we do in life is done by choice. There is really nothing we have to do. We always have a choice.
Thank you, Shivani, for taking over. So was saying you're not there on screen. So I said, okay, I'm sure she'll come around. So thank you for taking the session further. And very important for us to understand that could give, like Manish says, could gives an indication of our capabilities. Could is not a very, it's not a word which takes you in a place of where there's a compulsion. It always suggests that you have capability and you have a choice. Remember one thing, choice is something that we choose every day. Whether we choose to continue something or to get off it depends upon us. Could is very important for us, even in our journey when we come to our dreams. That I could make this come true. Vis-a-vis, I should make my dream come true. Or I mean, it's a very, yes, it's a word full of, it's an enabling word. Absolutely. So are there any reflections on this? Any questions on what I've missed right now? Or are we good to go for the meditation? It's a short meditation today, but let's do it. All right. Thank you, Rahul sir, for showcasing this book. And thank you, Shivani, for continuing the journey. Thank you so much. Good gives choice and hope, very powerful. Yes. Lovely. All right. So let's go for it. Let's close our eyes. Get centered, balanced, aligned by taking 3 deep breaths. Fill your body with immense love. And generically, easily, with the flow of breath, release your love with the breath in the external world. Take a deep breath in. Fill yourself with abundant light. Feel yourself being flushed with light. Internally, feel the light. And as you gently exhale, feel this light being shared with the world. Once again, take a deep breath in and fill yourselves with feeling of complete abundance in all realms of it. Feel it. We are all surrounded by love. We all deserve love. See yourself surrounded this very minute with a lot of love. See yourself happy and healthy. See your life as you would like it to be, putting in all the details. Imagine your life completely full of love, with everything tied out the way you want it, and see it coming to a whole. Know within your heart that you deserve every single thing. Now take the love from your heart and let it begin to flow. It's filling your body with healing energies. And the love from your heart is filling the healing energies and the love with other people's hearts and lives. Let your love flow from around you, around your room, to the world around you. Could be your home, could be your building, could be your colony, could be your city, could be your country, could be as wide as Mother Earth or everywhere in the universe. Your love has made a huge circle of love. Feel the love circulating in a round and round journey, knowing that it's complete. It goes from you and returns to you. Love is the most powerful healing force there is. Let it wash through your body. You are love. And so it is. Now you find your image, any image of something that you really love. It could be a flower. It could be a rainbow. It could be a special song. It could be a sport that you love. Let that image be the image that you use every time you start to scare yourself. Whenever you're scared, think of that image and affirm to yourself, I am in harmony with nature. I know this and I affirm this for myself. That Mother Nature and I am in complete harmony. I love and approve of myself. All is well in my world. I inhale the precious yet abundant breath of life, and I allow my body, my mind, and my emotions to relax. There is absolutely no need for me to scare myself. I am in harmony with all of life. The sun, the moon, the stars, the winds, the rain, the earth, and the very movement of Mother Earth. The power that resets the earth is my friend. I am at peace with the elements of the earth. Nature's elements are my friends. I am flexible and flowing. I'm always safe. I'm always secured. Deep within my heart, I know that no harm can befall me. I sleep and wake and move in complete safety. Not only am I safe, my friends, family, and loved ones are also safe. I trust in the power that created me to protect me at all times and under all circumstances. Each one of us creates our own reality. And we create a reality for ourselves and for oneness with others and complete security. Where I am, there is always an island of safety. I am safe, and it's only change that happens, and yet I'm safe. I love and approve of myself. I trust myself. All is well in my world. And this feeling of abundance, this feeling of love and security, with this feeling of harmony, let's bow our heads in gratitude towards Mother Earth. Give her a silent prayer of love, kindness, compassion, and gratitude. Let's look up the eye level and give a prayer within our hearts, each one having their own prayer for the lives that we've lived, the life that we are living, and the future life that we will live. Let's give our gratitude and our promise and our hopeful prayers. Now let's look up at the universe above, open our hands, and give our own prayer, our own gratitude for whatever we feel right now at this moment, in this moment of completion, in this moment of harmony. Now let's fold our hands. Think of whatever you want to be blessed with, your intention, which you've surrendered. Think of all the vices that you want to leave right now, whatever are your shortcomings. Just drop them off. Whatever is it which is hindering your growth, just drop it off. Shuck it off. Shake it off. Let's rub our hands. Bless our face with the 5 senses, our neck, our shoulders, back side of our body, upper to lower. And as you turn around, bless your body parts, lower to upper. Each body part being blessed as you touch it and bless it. Going right up till your heart. Feel it beat. And now with this beautiful energy that's flowing in on us, with this beautiful feeling from our heart, let's bless each other with a world full of abundance. Let there be love, let there be light. Shivani, Ruchi, Indraji, Ushaji, Ritu, Pratimaji, Shami, Ankur, Neha, Manisha, Meenakshi, Nikita, Shalu, Ruchi, Kunal, Manish, Amit, Asmeet, Vijayji, Kamakshi, Surendraji, Peenaji, Supriya, Neha, Shelly, Kunjanji, Richa, Alona, Arvindji, and to all the people who are virtually in tune. Lots of love and lots of light. So thank you so much, Rahul sir, for taking care of the session and for also WhatsApping me parallelly, and to Amrita who's broadcast. So today's heart thought is something I've done included as part of our meditation. The heart thought is I am in harmony with nature. So whatever was written is something I included in our meditation as well. So even a heart thought is done. Shivani, if possible, today we have 2 heart thoughts and 1 affirmation. You say whatever works. Don't take too much on yourself. If you can share it, great. If you can't, not a big deal. It'll anyways come as part of the assignment. And a very, very warm round of thanks to Shivani for taking over where I left, and for others to share your light when we began the session in the morning about your mirror work. Any reflections on mirror work so far? So good, Manish, yes. You again muted yourself. You have to unmute.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. I was very lucky that I didn't had any thing in the childhood as the feedback that is being given in this book. Now, but whatever I acquired in the childhood is giving a problem now. Like my very slow decision making. I remember in my childhood that maybe because of limited resources, the risk taken was very poor. Like whatever we did in our home, the risk part was not there at all. जैसे कुछ भी खरीदा तो एकदम ठोक बजा के खरीदा. So then now that has, I think, affected my decision making now. So it has slowed my decision making process, which is affecting my life very seriously in day-to-day affairs as well as long-term affairs. So how to go about it? I won't say procrastination, because the intent is not there to delay it. But somehow the personality part in last, maybe I'm 45 and it has ingrained into my personality so much that it is affecting very seriously my life. That's my sincere observation.
So what do you think can you do to change that mindset of yours? Now, you have acquired the mindset because society pressures and at home, whatever, but you are the only one who can change it. What do you think by now, today is the 41st day, what do you think should you be doing?
I should just take actions.
Like
if I have to say, suppose buy something, I should go and buy it. Just, if I have to take any decision, I should take it without thinking too much about the risk aspect, whether it will be successful or not, whether it's the right product or not, whether it's, a brief look into it and just take the decision.
Okay, and what if you could just add an affirmation on your mirror today, mirror work day 3, the divine guides me and I always take the right decisions at the right time.
Yes.
What if you add this affirmation on your mirror, and each time you're doing mirror work, you read this affirmation that the divine guidance is coming to me. And when you're saying that the right thing at the right time, which means there's no scope for making a wrong decision. And I totally understand your mindset that thok baja ke lena is something a lot of families imbibe in us. And that's great. But when we know we want to alter that, only we can do that. So how about adding an affirmation? You could do it, I think.
Okay.
Rest, you would know better what you could do and you could not.
Okay. Now I have one.
And sometimes it is exploration and taking some risk also. Maza bhi aata hai, kai baar.
Without taking risk, life is very boring.
Yeah. So, whatever I decide, whatever I do, is always for the highest need.
Your voice is breaking, ma'am. Not able to hear you at all.
So I'm sorry, I'm having some huge net issues today, but I think they change in the day. But just that you should reflect on your, because you have now 80 days left, 41 days are done, which is 1/3 of a curriculum is done. One you've done magic, one you have done your impossible dreams, and you've also finished. I think it should be helping all of us. Now I want us to the point where we decide what is our solution. But I want you all to decide. Yeah. More power to everyone. Thank you for sharing, and let's see each other tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.